Welcome back to the channel. It is Wednesday. We are out here in the Holland area, back at it again. Gonna head into this first shop. It's 9 a.m. They just opened. There's already like 5 people in the parking lot, so I'm gonna get in there and see what I can find. Here we've got a pair of black Polo Ralph Lauren jeans for $2. I will take them. This is a pair of Levi's 513. Not the best cut, but for $2 again. And a nice pair of Charles Tierwitz dress pants for $2. This is a pair of Nike golf shoes. Looks like they go for around $50. This one surprised me a bit. This Chicken Little looks like it goes for around $40. This one also goes for around $20. Never seen it. And a pair of 7 for All Mankind's. Normally I don't grab these, but for $2 I'm grabbing them. Looks like there's another pair here in good condition. I'll grab those. And we've got one more. Definitely gonna grab all 3. Here we've got some Levi's 501. These are women's and button fly. Not the best sell through, but $2. Some crazy heavily distressed American Eagle Next Level Flex, $2. So this is a new brand to me. I just looked these up. It's 686 everywhere. These pants have a crazy sell-through rate, and it looks like they sell for like $35 to $40. There's 2 of them here, so I'm gonna grab both of them at $2 a piece. And we have a pair of Ariat M2s. They are in the boutique, so they're $5, which is a crazy good deal. I'll grab those. These are some Duluth Trading canvas cargo pants, but those ones have some stains on them, and this one looks good, so I'm gonna grab that for $5. And a pair of Carhartt canvas pants. I'll usually grab the gray or the brown or the beige if they're $5 or less. I thought for sure this copy of Diablo was gonna be worth something. Nope. Well, we are off to a hot start. That was probably the best start of a sourcing day I've ever had. I mean, a lot of good stuff in there, and most of it in that store is $2. A lot of it's just flat rate. I mean, the Ariat jeans were $5 and the Carhartts were $5. Some of the other stuff, but found some really cool stuff. A new brand in there, that's 686 pants. I've never seen before, and the sell-through looks really good. I'm gonna try to throw up some comps on this video and maybe track the progress along to see if, I guess see how much we can get in value outsourcing in a day. But we'll head to Goodwill. And just like that, we've arrived at the Goodwill location. So we're gonna get in there and see what we can find. This is one of my favorite Goodwills in the area because it is never busy, which is awesome. But let's see what we can get.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
This is a pair of the 361 vintage straight Lucky jeans. You got to be pretty specific on which styles you're picking up for Lucky. This is a good one. Here's a pair of vintage Levi's Action slacks. These are like 70s made, really good. They sell really well for me. Just picking these up for myself because it is October and I might as well be festive for the season. Here's a nice women's North Face Nano jacket. These are a good pickup if you can get them for $10 or less. They go for $35 to $40, so definitely a good grab. This is a pair of Athleta yoga pants or leggings. I feel like the sell-through just keeps dropping on eBay, but they sell well on Poshmark.
So we didn't do that great in there. Found a few items, nothing too crazy. I think the best thing was that North Face women's jacket, which is a decent find for $8. Now I'm at the place that I said I'm never going back to, but I'm just gonna pop in quick and see if there's anything good and get out of there, not waste too much time because the prices are ridiculous. Everything's overpriced, but let's see what we can find.
got a vintage pair of Guess jeans, the Pascal collab, and these go for about $40. This is the cheapest pair of jeans I've ever seen here, $6.99. That's a good deal. This is a lot more typical for the pricing. Here's a pair of Lululemon pants, nice pants, $22.99. Here's a somewhat vintage, probably Y2K Fox hoodie. This is $8.99 with the Gildan tag. This should be a good grab. Ended up with a couple finds at that last place that were reasonably priced. As you can see from some of the prices, most of that stuff is priced up so much that it's just not worth it. I think they do too much research in the back. I don't know, you know, but they're looking at like 60 to 70% of what eBay prices are for most of their stuff. That's why I don't like stopping there, but I was in and out in about 15 minutes, so not too bad. Now we're at the next Goodwill, and this one I usually find some really good stuff at, so I'm always excited to hop into this one. Let's see what we can find.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you today?
Good. A pair of beige Carhartt canvas relaxed fit work pants. It's a nice pair of Johnny O prep form golf shorts. Definitely a good snag for $4.99. And then we've got another pair, same size but navy blue. Definitely gonna get both of those. Here's a nice vintage single stitch t-shirt. I don't know what Indian Rocks is. I'm gonna look it up. If it's not worth anything, I'll probably just keep it. Here's a nice Nike dry fit Packers zip up hoodie. All this football stuff is selling so quick right now. We've arrived at my second favorite thrift store here in the Holland area. You can see it, probably not. It's Legacy Thrift. I'll show you a shot as we walk up, but this place is priced very reasonably. Not always the best quality stuff, but there's some gems hidden throughout. So I'm excited to get in there and see what we can find. Got a Champion reverse weave, all over print, cool little hoodie. Pair of 511 tactical. These are just cargo shorts, nothing too special, but shorts here are $4. Good deal. Found nothing in the last place. I had that pair of 511 tactical cargo shorts, which are worth like 25 bucks. Nothing crazy, and they were only $4, but I found some stains when I was waiting in line, so I put them back. And now we are at the Harbor Humane thrift store. This is probably my favorite spot. It's not the biggest place, and they don't have a big selection of men's stuff, but they do get some really high-end stuff from time to time, and it's priced reasonably. So let's hope we can get lucky today. Hello. Well, I guess I made myself into a liar because this is not reasonably priced. $25 for a Patagonia organic cotton. Yeesh. Now this is much more like it. $5 for a nice Mammoth waterproof jacket. Definitely gonna grab that. I always get so excited to find CDs. Found a whole stack of good ones. These are all worth 10 bucks or more to sell, and they are 50 cents each, so I'll take all of them. So not the biggest haul ever from that store. Got that Mammoth jacket, which is pretty cool, and then those CDs. So those CDs were only 50 cents each, and all of them were worth anywhere between $10 and $20. So not huge profits on each one. You end up, because that's with shipping, so you end up making like $3 or $4 each off of them. But they all had good sell-through rates, so they should sell within a month or two. We're at the next Goodwill store. This is Goodwill number 3 in the Holland Zeeland area, and let's get in there and see what we can find. I don't grab all FootJoy shirts, but I like this nice deep emerald green. I think it'll sell well. It's $3.99, so I'm gonna grab it. Here's a Mountain Hardwear quarter zip polo. Definitely a good snag for $3.99. Looks like this one's worth picking up, but it was all scratched up, so I put it back. This is a nice pair of New Balance. This model sells through pretty well and goes for about $40. They're like all terrain, in pretty good shape. I'll have to clean them up, but not bad. I really like the pattern on this Columbia fleece. Normally I wouldn't pick up Columbia fleeces, but this one is sweet. All right, we are out of Holland and now in Allendale, which is a college town. This is probably one of my most frequented Goodwills. Let's go in and see what we can find.
These are awesome Wrangler Rancher pants. They're brand new with the tags, but they've got some stains on them, so I'm gonna leave those behind.
Just grabbed that one pair of Wrangler Rancher pants. The new with tags ones had a stain that was not scratching off, so I didn't want to mess with them. But they had an identical pair that were like new, just with no tags. So I grabbed those. They were in good condition. Now we are at New to You, which is one of my favorite spots here in Allendale, and let's see what we can find.
Here's a pair of Lucky brand. These are the 221s. They're the original straight. Pretty good cut. Sell-through is decent. For $4.99, I'm going to grab them. And we have a pair of Levi's Premium. These are the Stay Loose cut or model, which I've never seen. Kind of interesting, but they have a big hole in the crotch. And a pair of North Face women's hiking pants. $4.99, I think that makes sense. And a pair of Lululemons that are at a price point that I can make some money off of, so I'm grabbing those. A nice pair of BKE Paytons. These ones don't have a price tag on them, so they're going to be the flat rate of $3. Definitely a grab. And what do we have here? Another pair of the Wrangler Rancher pants. They're a good snag, $3. Here's another one. I am going to go ahead and grab those as well. And I've spotted another one. This is the gray one, so we've got all three colors. And I did realize that these are blue tags, so they're actually going to be 50% off. So tell me what you think in the comments about these Air Monarchs. I know they're only worth like $40 to $50, but they are just so dirty. Would this be worth your time to clean these up and get these in selling condition? Here's a great pair of Echo MX. These are hiking shoes. They're in really good shape and they're only $3.99. These go for $50 to $60. Now you've got to be pretty particular with Madewell women's jeans on which style you pick up. This style happened to be a pretty good style, so I picked up these. They're wide leg, it's in fashion, so definitely gonna grab those for $3. Just found this on a new rack they were putting out. It's a Harley Davidson. It is a denim jacket. Looks vintage, but I think it's modern.
We did all right in there. I was excited to find quite a few items in there. So the beauty of that place is the prices are so low. They usually have a 50% off tag deal, and the pants are normally $3. They're a little boutique area that it doesn't make sense whoever's pricing that stuff out, because half the stuff in there should not be in boutique and half the stuff in the normal area should be in boutique. So I don't know, but you know, a lot of times they're volunteers, so they do what they can, they do their best, and unfortunately resellers capitalize on that. But I found quite a bit of stuff, and I think half the pants I got were 50% off deals, so they were $1.50. Great stuff in there. I was happy to find a good amount of stuff because the last two stores were bogging me down. I just didn't find that much stuff in the last two, but we got one more stop here. It is the Ripple Effect. You can kind of see it behind us. It's the big industrial looking building. It's a little bright out there, but we're gonna go in here and see what else we can find and then wrap up the day.
Spotted this Sony VCR. This is one of the best models out there. The sell-through on this is really high. It goes for about $60. Here's a sealed copy of VeggieTales, which is a fun one. They're a quarter, but it's a green tape. Here's a good one that people pass up on often. It's American Eagle, but it is the Kick Boot. These sell for 25 to 30 bucks. Sell-through is really good, and if you can get them for reasonable, they're worth it. Here's what turns out to be a pretty rare VHS tape. It's gonna go in my collection. Duluth Trading, Flex Fire Hose, great pickup. Love the Flexpedition, Flex on the Fly, Flex Fire Hose. They're all good. And then a pair of BKE Derrick jean shorts. Great finds.
So we made it back to the house. There is today's haul. We were out for about 9 hours today. Found a decent amount of good stuff, but I am going to get to work organizing it, so it will be ready to get listed in the morning. If you made it this far in the video, please like and subscribe. It means a lot, really helps the channel grow. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.